Good morning,
Good
Ashley.
morning. Hi, everybody.
Yes, welcome back to Metaphysical Morning.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jessica.
We're so happy you are here with us today on this beautiful Sunday morning in this beautiful metaphysical world that we live in.
Yes.
So, if you are watching us for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. We have a fun episode for you in store today, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
It'll be fun to discuss.
Because I feel like last week we talked about aliens and gnomes and fun stuff.
Yeah.
So this week we're kind of going to break it back down to basics.
Yeah. Maybe not cover so many things. We'll see where we go. This is totally unscripted, so
we'll see what happens.
I mean, that's the intention, but who knows? We may go in a totally different direction, and that's totally okay. So, grab your favorite beverage and let's talk.
Let's get started.
All right. Where do you want to start today? Oh my gosh.
Well, do we want to start with our topic, or do we want to start with what we saw that interests us in last week?
Go ahead and... Oh gosh, I don't know.
They're both related. So wait, we'll just do the topic.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. Let's start there.
Yep.
Let's start there. Okay, so we thought it would be really good to start just by talking about metaphysics in general. Like, what are we talking about here when we say metaphysics? This is a large umbrella of many different things, and you may or may not be aware of what this umbrella all reaches. And from, my perspective, when I think about metaphysics, I just think of all of the things that kind of trigger us or intrigue us to ask bigger questions in life.
Yes.
And I mean, you have the actual definition of metaphysics.
Yes. So metaphysics is like the philosophy of metaphysics, and it literally means beyond the physical. And so it's anything that is not physical.
Yeah. That's a pretty big umbrella. That could be pretty broad.
It is.
And I think that's probably where a lot of confusion comes in.
Right.
As to what we're talking about.
Yes.
Right? But it's everything that questions like our consciousness, energy, our purpose. The big questions in life, the things that you can't see, anything like Jessica said, beyond the physical, that really forces you to trust or explore things outside of yourself.
Yeah. So who are we?
Yeah.
Why are we here? What happens after we die? Is consciousness real?
Yes.
Like, what is consciousness?
Yes.
Are we all connected? How are we all connected? These are like, is there more to reality beyond what we can measure scientifically? So it's basically, it's everything.
It's everything, and then the tools that we use in order to connect with that. And I think it, from like a bigger perspective, like it's the tools that we use to connect to something greater, to connect with ourselves, to connect with something greater. And then comes all of these tools that we utilize, like astrology, like tarot, like human design, using oracle cards,
meditation.
Meditation.
Well, even the chakra system in the traditional Chinese medicine meridian system, they would fall under metaphysical because they're not physical.
Yeah.
So that would be considered metaphysics.
All of the laws of attraction, the universal laws, law of attraction, correspondence, law of vibration, cause and effect, polarity, all of our laws, universal laws, would fall under this as well.
Yes. It's a huge topic.
Yeah.
And it's not, I do want to point out, it's not a religion. I feel like that's very important.
Yes.
You can be any religion.
Yeah.
And also be interested in metaphysical ideas. But also, I feel like religion is metaphysical.
In a way.
Because it's beyond the physical.
Right.
And so it is, like, Buddhism is a philosophy, right? And so definitely, like, that would fall under it. Because it's all your thoughts beyond the physical.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because as we evolve, so many of the things that we would consider woo-woo or have been in the past, now we're utilizing mainstream in science as a collective. And so it's funny, like, what is the tipping point to where something goes from woo-woo to science?
Yeah, because if you think about it, we've come so far. So germs, there was a theory that the germs existed, but before microscopes, you couldn't prove it.
Oh,
And so that was
yeah.
metaphysical because at the time you
There
couldn't,
were these
it
mysterious
was
things that
beyond
were
the
unseen,
physical,
right?
right?
Yeah.
And even now today, like with quantum physics and um, electricity and things that we take for granted every day used to be metaphysical because we couldn't measure it or see it.
Yeah.
And I always think about that too. Like, what in the future, what developments are we going to have where we can measure and see these things? And one of the things I always say is I feel like metaphysics and science, like the woo-woo and the science, keeps the more our science develops and gets more advanced, the more it starts to incorporate the woo-woo and the metaphysical because it's like, oh yeah, that is real and we can measure it and we can figure it out.
Imagine that. Well, I know like in the work that I do between, yoga and even in my astrology, definitely in my sound healing would definitely be classified as metaphysics. The incorporation of meditation and breath work and nervous system regulation, those are all standard
things now. Yeah, now.
Practice procedure widely accepted that fall under this metaphysical umbrella.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even like your fascia system. Because people used to think that was nothing, but now, and that's even been more recently, like in my lifetime.
I think so too.
Where people are like, oh, it is a real thing, and oh, it actually does something, and it affects so many things we didn't think it affected.
Right.
So it's just funny. Yeah. We have this covering right under our skin, covering our whole body.
It's carrying all of our trauma and our wounds. Exactly. We're holding on to things that we don't need to, and it's dictating, how we move through life. And to me, that's absolutely fascinating. And now when I have that awareness, it's like, okay, here's this next level, this next evolution of like just a greater understanding of self, and realizing it all comes back to my connection to something greater. Right? What are we all here for?
Why are we all here?
Why do I have this fascia system?
Why are we here?
We'll figure it out, I guess. So yeah, I think that was a good way to start the episode, and just talking about that, being that we are in a metaphysical shop. So yeah, crystals, and obviously my realm of astrology and sound healing, and you're doing human design and Reiki, all of this stuff.
Yes, and sound, and even selling crystals. People ask about that. Some people come in the shop are very skeptical. And I'm always like, well, you can just look at them. They're pretty. If you don't believe in it, it's fine.
But it is that trust in the unseen and knowing and recognizing that energy. We were you sent me this beautiful thing about how the honeybees and the electric frequency from the flowers is interacting with the bees as a way to draw them in. And it just opens this awareness. We are literally walking around as these antennas. What are we broadcasting? What are we attracted to? Why are we attracted?
And what are we receiving?
Like
the pulse of the earth.
Yes.
Look, that would have been total woo-woo. If you said the earth has a pulse and it beats and it emits this pulse every 26 seconds, before we could measure it, people would have said that was woo-woo and metaphysical and not real. But now it's definitely real.
Well, and that goes to, walking around as these antennas and these receivers, knowing that we are so connected to everything. We're so connected to the earth. And I think that is something that, as we gain more of this consciousness, as the woo, whatever you want to call it, comes more mainstream, it's that realization that, oh my gosh, how important is that pulse of the earth for us to ground? You're going to see more and more people walking barefoot outside, connecting to this, recognizing that energy, and not being seen as, oh, that's just weird. They're woo-woo. They're out there.
But even hugging trees, right? I think that because they can prove now that trees emit not just they can scream. They make a sound, just we can't hear it. And they warn each other. They use their root system to share resources and all these things, right? And this is verifiable and proven now. But even 20 years ago, it wasn't.
No. You want to hear a fun story about my relationship with my trees?
Yes, I do.
So I go on my deck,
Mhm.
you know, I'm having a little happy hour, a little cocktail, and I start, you know, just kind of talking to myself because I always do. And I love my maple trees because they will start to get closer and start reaching. The branches
Yep.
will get closer. And then I'll talk to them and they kind of give me a little twinkle with a few little leaves, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like my presence in there, I absolutely see that as they start to move closer to me, depending on what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about. We just have our little happy hour out on the deck, and I talk to my trees, and they will interact with you. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I know it may sound a little out there, but absolutely are interacting with us. And they will move towards you, they will move their branches, they will move their leaves and say hello. And when you start to notice that, I think everything is about just your openness and level of awareness. Because the more that you start to be open to these things, the more you see it.
Mm-hmm.
The more you look for magic, the more you find it. That's one of my philosophies or beliefs, I guess, is the more that you believe the magic is there, you look for it, you're going to find it. You're absolutely going to find it.
I really agree with that.
Now, that being said, you know, people looking at you like you're crazy or you're woo or whatever it is. We had an interesting event happen this week.
Oh, what happened?
Didn't we? So I'll just share. This is kind of my interesting fact of the week.
Okay.
What I'm loving, but not really loving at the same time. So every month I hold a monthly astrology night with Ashley, and we talk about astrology. We gather in circle. It's a wonderful evening of just like coming together in community. We talk about, you know, what patterns are happening in the universe, what to expect. But then it's really a great place just to connect and share and be together. Anyway, so Jessica put a advertisement for it out on Facebook on one of our community pages, just to let people know more about it, because we're trying to grow and gain more broader audience. And someone who I do not know decided that they knew me enough and knew enough about what was happening to say that I was straight from the devil.
That
I mean, I gave it a big old heart because I was like, my goodness, sweet friend. I don't know.
it was crazy to me when I saw the comment come in, like, you know, because I got the alert on Facebook that, hey, someone commented, and I was all excited for a second. And then I read the comment, and I was just like, my first thought was, seriously, this is the event we hold here you think is straight from the devil?
Well, and when things like that, because that happens, it does. And when you are someone who's out public facing, and people think that they have this ability to interact with you in that way, or they know you, or can just social media does wonderful things, but it also gives a voice to everybody, whether or not they should have it.
And they feel safe saying things to you that they would never say to your face.
But it really got me thinking and curious more than anything, because, you know, what is it about astrology that makes people uncomfortable? Some people, obviously not everybody, but some people, you know, will say, you know, that's the devil. It's demonic. And I'm like, I think there just is a moment here where you need to pause and think about, do you realize what you're talking about? You know, before you open your mouth in a public way and say something like that, do you actually know what, in this case, astrology is? Because I see these comments all over social media. People spout off on anything that you do. You're going to get comments, and that is just part of it.
Yep.
But it just makes me wonder, like, do you think before you speak?
I don't know. And like I said, that was my thing. Like, of all the things that you are like astrology. You
Well,
can prove the stars move and like the stars move through the sky. Well, we move, so it looks like stars move, but they also move through the sky.
do we?
Do we move through the sky?
Do we?
Oh, I don't know. That's true. Maybe we are the center of the universe.
Anyway, irrelevant.
But
But I know it. Yes,
yeah,
right.
and I just think it's real. Like the stars move. There are constellations.
Yes.
We have named them.
Yes.
We can show them to you.
Yes.
We do know that astrological events do shape things here on the earth. The sun gives us day and night, like
Yep.
for one. The moon gives us tides. And those are just like very basic ones.
Yep.
Solar flares affect us. Yeah. So it's funny to me that people would think that astrology is from the devil.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just pattern recognition at its core. You know, this is one of the oldest sciences, studying the planets and their interaction with us. It's not asking you to worship the planets.
No.
I mean, maybe I worship Saturn a little bit, but I'm just saying Saturn's my planet daddy. But no, there's no worshiping of a planet or, you know, it's not a religion. It's a
No.
language. I think people get that mixed up. This is not a religion. You know, I believe in God. I absolutely believe in God or source. Call it what you want to call it. Source, the divine. That doesn't really have anything to do with what astrology is. So I think it's just fascinating when I see comments and people saying things like that. And that's, I think, common with a lot of metaphysical things. We're not replacing any faith.
No.
It's not about that at all.
No.
It's really at its core, at its heart, it's actually bringing you closer to source, to God. Because to know thyself is to know God. And these are all tools that we use to better know ourselves, to expand our awareness, to connect with the unseen. You can't tell me that there's nothing beyond this physical reality. I mean, what is this physical reality? As we were speaking to earlier, the more we, you know, start to actually cross those things over from a woo to a science, do people accept that as real? But this is, you know, so many of these things are tools for self-reflection, for, you know, to journal, to know more about yourself, to you know, dive deeper into your own healing. And it has beautiful things where it's, you know, what I love so much about astrology is that it, you know, helps you to just reconnect with who you are. Let go of some of the old narratives that you've been carrying. And it's not about telling you anything that you don't already know about yourself. It's just a reflection of who you are and a self-acceptance. I'm not sure where the demonic part comes in.
Yeah.
So Tammy, please enlighten me. Tammy, you're so bold to say that you know like who I am and what I do. I'd love to know.
I always think of astrology and human design and even tarot as tools for self-discovery.
That's absolutely.
Like just to learn more about yourself and even recognizing your own behavior patterns.
Completely.
And so it's weird that you would think that. And then also, the astrology nights are a discovery thing, right? We're there to learn.
Completely.
Which you and I are both like, we like to learn about all the things.
We are philosophers at heart. We are.
But that also means we can learn about things and not believe them. Like, where's the curiosity, right? Like,
where's your curiosity?
You be curious about something, even if you know you don't go. If you think going in, I don't believe in this, but I want to learn about it, right? Like, why do these people think this?
Oh, 100%.
Or why, you know, like, what is this about? What can I learn? So just learning doesn't mean you have to believe in it.
No. And I think, you know, I think religion is such a beautiful thing. Like I love to learn about different religions. I think it's so beautiful to be so devotional in your beliefs and that connection. To me, it's so fascinating. Organized religion has never been something that I've ever resonated with, but I know God. I know nature. To me, church is nature. Nature is my church. And but it doesn't mean that I, am sitting up here as the one that knows all.
No.
I think the more that you tap into the unseen, you realize that we really know nothing at all. And it's, um, there's so much beyond what, we kind of day in and day out believe and do. And the more you become aware, and I think this is just part of everywhere people are just asking more of these questions. They're becoming more awakened. They're finding these tools, these metaphysical modalities, because there is more to life,
I also think yes, there's so much to learn. And right now, I feel like we have so much information, new information coming at us all the time, that it would be strange not for it to cause more questions.
Like, aren't you curious?
Yeah, like don't you want to know?
Don't you want to know? Like, I'm fascinated.
Right.
Every day I learn something new. And I
Yes.
look back on, where I was before, and before I had, new knowledge. And it's just like, I think that's part of just why we're here. We're here
Yes.
to continue to expand and grow this knowledge. I can't even remember, we were talking about this before the show. I can't even remember, or I can't even imagine
Right. Yes.
being so sure that I have everything figured out, that I've been told the truth for what it is. In the world that we live in today, if you believe that the truth that has been told to you is what it is and that everything is figured out, like, I can't imagine going through life that way. Like, what do you do with yourself if you have everything figured out?
I don't know. Yeah, because I said, what do you do with your time? Like, if you know everything and you're not open to new ideas and you don't want to learn anything, what do you do with your time?
Yeah,
Because I would say, really, I spend like half my waking time at least learning new things. Sometimes against my will.
We have
like
to
when
figure
I'm
some
trying
things
to get
out.
like a website to do what I wanted to do.
Well, yes.
And I don't really want to know that, but
by technology. Yeah. It's usually technology.
But no, I love to learn all the things and explore new ideas, and just there's so, like, we're here for such a short time.
Right.
And there's so much to learn and explore and do. And I'm trying to do as much of it as I can.
Well, and that also is like, what we were just speaking on this, like what you think, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more beyond your thoughts and what you think. Even when we were talking about the bees and the connection to the frequencies and that energy, we all have that innate ability. We're walking antennas. Don't you want to harness some of that? Don't you want to know what you're broadcasting? Don't you want to be part of it? Instead of just, no, this is my thought in my head and this is the only way and I'm not exploring anything else. I don't know, Tammy, you'd let me know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just, I have a firm belief that the right people will come and the wrong people will leave.
Yes.
And we talk about this all the time in our ventures of, it's not about reaching more people, it's about reaching the right people. And if you're watching this podcast, or this show, you are definitely in that circle of right people, our frequency. And, that's all we want.
Yeah. I try to be respectful of everyone.
Yeah.
And like, they're just on a different path, and that's okay. I don't have time because my time on this planet is so short, I don't have time to deal with people like that.
And I also think this should be studied on the level of, because you see it everywhere. What would like drive a person to make a comment to someone else? Would you actually say that to someone's face?
You mean me? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know,
but like, are you saying like people who will say it online, but they would never say it to your face?
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know this woman, but I will say 2 people have come into the shop to say it to my face. I knew that going in.
Yeah.
When you open a metaphysical shop in a small town, you kind of know, like Mr. Divine North said, once you open the shop, that's it. You're going to be that woman in town. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like, I don't care. It's fine.
Yes.
But it's only happened twice. I
Yeah.
know people have made comments about the shop and about
Yes.
me to other people because I have more friends than you think I do. No,
Stop. Oh my gosh.
no, they just, they're like, oh, so and so said this about you. And I'm like, nah. But it doesn't bother. Like, I just don't, it doesn't bother me. Because,
No, it.
I created my bubble world. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And they're not in my bubble. So,
Right.
like, why? And I just think, too, I don't want to engage with them because I'm at a point now where I believe, like Abraham says, a belief is just a thought you thought a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can change your beliefs. You can change your
Oh, I
thoughts.
love
You
that.
can,
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
change your perspective through learning, right? Learn
Yeah.
new things, try new things, do new
Yeah.
things. And so if you're willing to say to me that I'm evil and demonic,
Yeah.
like nothing I say to you is going to change your mind.
No. No, and that's the truth.
And I will say both of them were careful not to say that I was evil or demonic, but that things here at the shop were. And it was so funny because the one thing was crystals. And she made it very clear that everything, wait, she said, it was so funny the way she said it, and I was not going to engage with her.
Yeah.
But she was like, crystals are evil because it takes power away from God, but that God created everything. And so in my mind, I was like, well, if God created everything, he created crystals, so aren't they of God? Like that was, but I didn't want to engage with her because it's pointless.
Yeah. No, we're not here to
It's
prove or
right,
persuade.
exactly.
Like
That's my thing
that's
too, because
no.
I would never try to put my beliefs on other people.
Mm.
I believe what I believe, but you don't have to believe it.
Right.
And even if we do workshops or classes or anything, like
Yeah.
we're just presenting information.
Yeah.
You're free to
Right.
believe it or not. I'm not trying to.
I always say that whenever I do a training or a class or anything is like take what resonates with you. You are your own source of truth. You're your own source of wisdom. I'm merely here to share with you my wisdom, but by no means is that something that you need to adopt and take on as your own.
Right. I think it's great if you just want to learn.
Absolutely.
Even
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
learn something and you're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
And that's just what, as a belief, my beliefs, I believe that we are all connected as one and the universe is always speaking. It's always speaking to us. And these beautiful metaphysical practices, modalities, they're here to help us listen, to get closer back to ourselves. Yeah, there's nothing demonic about that. Now, I will say this. Everything in life is about balance and a spectrum, right? Anything you have can be used for good or bad. Words, our physical bodies can be used for good. They can also be used for bad. So absolutely in the wrong hands, what is your intention with what you're doing with it? That is true. I have had clients come in and they have had horrible experiences with an astrology reading where they were told that, they were,
I don't know.
horrible things that in reality, that's not even what astrology is for. And so everything in the hands of the beholder is what is your intention with it. And so when I say, I cock my head to the side, like, what do you mean I'm from the devil because I practice astrology? Well, that's an attack towards me personally because you assume that I am coming from an evil place.
I wonder if it's because they're not curious, so they haven't studied it at all or even really learned about it surface level. And they're thinking it's like the horoscopes on your Sunday paper, or it's like, oh, you're gonna win the lottery this week, your car's gonna break down. And they think it's like fortune telling in some way.
Yeah.
And not there's anything wrong with fortune telling. And if like that's their experience with it. And they've never actually done like a natal chart reading and they've never seen how it's really like learning about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not telling you your future.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
Like Ashley is probably not going to tell you how many kids you're going to have.
No, because that's not how I use astrology. Astrology is a tool. It's like a weather report. I'm going to tell you, like next week, I'm going to tell you all next week.
Yeah.
The astrology is absolutely wild. So the conditions, just like the weather is heating up here, astrologically the conditions are ripe. And with, oh my gosh, this is like perfect topic because with Gemini, with Uranus and Gemini and Mars moving into Gemini next week, like the Tammies are going to be tammying next week.
Oh, really? Well, what else
I,
is next week? What's today? Oh, that's terrible.
So, but it doesn't mean it, it doesn't mean, you should be scared or, you know, cancel your plans or anything like that. Like if I
No, I was just
told you
gonna
if it
prepare
was going to be a
myself.
thunderstorm next week, maybe you cancel your plans, depends on what you
Yeah.
have going on. But like, I mean, astrologically is the biggest
Right.
week of maybe our
No,
lives.
I only say oh no because it's also going to be 4th of July week.
I know.
So there's going to be so many people here.
So many
That's
people
why I say
here.
that. Like, oh.
And
In town. Our town is insane for 4th of July. So many people come. That's why we're
Yes.
saying that. You guys
Yes.
don't know that. We live in a small town. But
A small
for 4th,
tourist town.
yeah.
at that.
So 4th of July is
Our Super Bowl.
crazy.
Kind of like a Super Bowl, actually.
So many people come. And actually, but in some ways it's amazing. The parade, like for small town America and experiencing the 4th of July, it's so amazing.
I would say we live in like a snow globe.
We do.
This is like one of those Hallmark little towns.
It is.
It's magical.
It is magical.
Literally living in a Hallmark movie. Yeah.
But yeah, because I feel like both of us like to use our tools that we have to help people.
Yeah.
And I think too that we ponder big questions and we like to help people.
Yeah.
Like who are starting to ask the same questions we were probably asking. And so I think that's too like why it can bother when someone comes at you and is like, you're demonic of the devil. It's like, I'm trying to help people here. Like you can be a Christian and like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong.
Let's absolutely remove the religion from it because this is a language.
Right.
So, I mean, like that's like saying like Spanish is demonic.
Oh my goodness. And okay, so then why? Because then on the other side of the spectrum, I do want to talk about that. We have the most amazing customers, clients, people we meet, friends, everything. Because
1000%.
I just feel like so many people are starting to question these things right now.
Yes, absolutely.
And I feel like that's why it's important to help people, even with this show that we're doing, to give them a place to explore these ideas.
Yeah,
and talk about these things without feeling, without having people come at them. And because I could see that too, like if you're starting to question things, like if you're starting to question things and have these questions, and then you mention something to your friend group and they like shut you down right away, or even if it's just one of them, that can be really hard.
Completely. Yeah.
How dare you think new thoughts?
Exactly.
What?
That's why we're here, Jessica. That's why we are in this space. And I think it just goes to that the collective, so many people are expanding their consciousness. This is a topic of consciousness. And as you continue to expand your awareness and welcome in new perspectives and learn new parts of yourself, learn new gifts that you have, learn new abilities that have been with you all along, but you're learning and you're open to utilizing those. Just like, this show found its way into your algorithm, you're aligning with the people who are also on that wavelength. So congratulations, we've graduated to this level. Can't wait to see what the next level is.
Oh my God. Yes.
But that's exactly why we do the work that we do, and why we started the show, and why I do what I do is to, create this community for people to have these conversations, to be welcomed, to feel seen, to explore their own gifts, to expand their consciousness, to connect more to nature, connect more to God, connect more to themselves. I mean, that sounds actually amazing to me. Pinch me that is what I get to do every day.
It's amazing because I've been to you. I've done readings with you, a natal chart reading and a
Yeah.
universe update for my birthday.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
was
Every
both of them were
year.
amazing.
Every
And you
year.
learn so much about yourself
Yeah.
and just different aspects and things that are happening. And then when I discovered human design, that was
Mm-hmm.
so fun
Mm-hmm.
because it's the same but also
Yes.
different.
Yes.
Because human design is very much about your energy,
Mm-hmm.
where you get your energy, how to keep your energy balanced, where you recharge your energy,
Yes.
and how you make decisions,
Mm-hmm.
like how your body processes information and makes decisions.
Yes.
And I just think, like, yes, these are great tools to have.
It's amazing. And
And
how
yes,
much has this helped you in your life?
oh my gosh, so much.
It's
I have to tell you,
unreal.
because I've known about astrology for a while,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and things, but I have to say you're my favorite astrologer. But learning about human design, especially with the way my energy works,
Yeah.
it was like when I read it, I was like, this is 100% me.
Yeah.
This is exactly how I work. And I think because I'm a projector,
Okay.
and so I'm not supposed to hustle 8 to 10 hours a day. That's not me.
Yeah.
But our society here in America is very
Yeah.
much that's what's expected of you.
Yes.
And so having that, like, that's not how you're supposed to work was very validating.
Yeah.
And again, it's like a tool,
Yeah.
a permission slip.
It's a permission slip.
Like, you don't have to
yeah.
hustle like that. Like, that's
Exactly.
not what you're supposed to do.
It's an awareness of, okay,
Mhm.
this is the way that I was most naturally designed to do it. And I
Mhm.
love human design. And I absolutely love that you are diving into this
Yes.
and evolving it because there is so much. I mean, they are the same in one and the same.
Yep.
Astrology and human designs, it's a language.
Yes.
And what is uncovered through all of this work is getting back to, like, we've been running around our whole lives with the unaware that we are trying to follow a program
Mhm.
set out by
Society,
the powers that be, that is so far removed from how we were naturally designed to do it. All of these beautiful modalities are here to remind you that you are your own unique blueprint. You do not operate like everyone else. You have a specific recipe, a specific formula. And when you remember that formula, and that goes back to your awakening, and when you start to recognize this, you have a natural way that you are designed to move through life.
right.
And if you have been operating in a way that society says, no, this is how life is, there is only one source of the truth, and this is how you operate, you feel disconnected. And I think that's so much of where we're at right now, is there's this distinction between people who are recognizing how disconnected they are from themselves, and then those who just don't want to hear it at all, and they're never going to be, and that's okay. Everyone's on their own journey.
Right.
But human design, astrology, it brings you back to your most natural way of being, and it gives you that permission to, not that, I always say, it's not about telling you something that you don't already know about yourself. You already know this stuff, but it's that confirmation of, okay, yeah, this really is me. I don't need to question it anymore.
Right.
I'm a manifesting generator.
Yeah.
So I am into all of the things.
I wonder, like, learning about it, I wonder, like, manifesting generators, if more of them have ADHD.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's what, I mean, if you were to take the types, like, you would say
Yeah.
a manifesting generator is someone who has ADHD.
Yeah.
Because you, like, go from thing to thing to thing. You get the inspiration, you do it, and, like, that is very much how we might describe. I'm not diagnosing anybody. I don't want to, like, that might be how you would describe someone with ADHD.
Well, and I know, so that energy type of manifesting generator, so I have a lot of Sagittarius energy, and this is where I just absolutely love, Jessica and I can talk about this stuff forever, how these things overlap so beautifully. I have so much Sagittarius energy. My mind lives in Sagittarius. My Mercury is in Sagittarius. And I do have a love of all things. I'm interested in, give me the Cliff Notes version of literally everything. I'm a multitasker. I want the big picture. I'm not into the details. And that is very much like, I get excited about a project and I have to follow that energy. That's my compass. When I feel aligned to it in my sacral, that is for me. And I act on that when it comes in the moment. but I get a lot of interests. So I am a person that will start a lot of projects. And that's why I need my beautiful earth friend here, my beautiful Taurus earth friend, to be like, okay, let's actually circle back and close the loop on some of the things that we started. Ashley, how many things do you have going on right now?
Yes, and I always think when Ashley starts talking, like we'll be talking, and Ashley's just describing things she's doing, and I'm exhausted just listening to you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
am exhausted, but apparently,
like,
you know,
what?
I'm a manifesting generator. I just go, 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 go. But
Right.
now I know that about myself and
Mhm.
tendency to burn myself out, 1,000%. I'm also a Scorpio. When I want something, I am determined and I am going to make it happen. I just need to listen to myself and take a little rest every now and then and make sure that I fill my own cup and step away from all of the projects, turn off my sacral for a moment, stop being
Yes.
so interested in everything, and just rest.
Just to rest.
So, all of these beautiful things just to help make a little bit more sense out of all of this.
Yes. But that's the study of metaphysical.
Yeah.
Is making sense out of all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So are we ready for some fun questions?
I love questions. I love your questions.
Do you believe everyone has intuition?
Yes,
Me too.
1,000%.
I think not everyone taps into it.
Uh-huh.
Or
No, I agree.
but I think everyone
yeah.
has it.
No, I think we're all psychic. I think we all have these incredible abilities to tap into the unseen, and everyone has the ability. It's like a muscle. The more awareness you have of it, the more you start noticing it, the more you start using it and trusting it, the more it shows up. Just like I was saying, the more you notice the magic in the world, the more magic shows up.
Yes.
You just have to be open and aware to it.
I 100% agree with that. If you could instantly master one metaphysical skill, what would it be?
Stop.
I know. That one's really hard.
Oh, I mean, I'll say mediumship because I love connecting with the unseen. I love reading energy. I just want to really dive into that more and harness that skill. To me, that's the bee's knees. That is just
Okay.
That's the thing for me.
I think astral projection would be it for me.
Ooh, say more.
Because I just feel like you could go anywhere and experience anything. And I mean, not even just this planet. You could go anywhere all
Have
the
you
time.
astral projected before?
Yes, but not on purpose.
Correct. Same.
So I feel like if I could master it, so I could
Yeah.
be like, this is where I'm going
Yeah.
and this is where I'm going to.
Yes.
Oh, here, you want to go off on a tangent real fast?
Yes.
So remember I was
please.
telling you those dreams I was having, and I think you brought this up to me, where people, like I'm somewhere and then they're like they don't want me there.
Yes.
And
yes.
you said maybe I'm going places in my dreams I'm not supposed to be going.
Ooh.
See,
yes.
so I think yes.
Absolutely. So you're
I do it at night when I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Yes. I've done it through meditation, but I've also done it while I'm sleeping. It's getting, that remembering, not wiping the slate clean when you come back. I think we're all doing it, but it's when you have a more awareness and you're tapped into it, it's being able to bring that into the consciousness. Bring it on in.
And control it.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about astrology?
That it's demonic.
Right. Yeah. Besides that, because that's just not even really a misconception.
I get a lot of people asking me that they want to know, am I going to die? And my answer is yes.
Well, of course, because we're all going to die.
So shocking. None of us are getting out of here alive, but I don't. Astrology is not something that looks into the future that is going to tell you when you're going to die. I think the only two things that are guaranteed in life are the day we come in and the day that we leave. Like those are the days, and that's happening. Everything else is an experience and a choice, and what you do with it, how you learn and evolve through life, and the way that you make it from A to B. There is a path, but you don't have to follow it. And everything is a choice. So nothing is, I think, so from a misconception standpoint, astrology is not something that dictates your life. It's not something that is happening to you.
It's not like this predetermined path.
It's not a predetermined
like,
path. You are your
this is
own
what's gonna happen
being.
to you.
You have come here with a plan. You absolutely have an evolutionary plan. And things that your soul wants to master, and things that are going to be more difficult for you, things that are going to be more easy for you, gifts, things you're naturally aligned to, as we talked about so much today about like aligning with your natural rhythm. These are all held within the birth chart. But as far as yeah, taking this as something that is final, there's no finality in it at all. That's probably what I would say.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
People think you're going to tell them you're going to get married in June of 2027 and you're going to have 4 kids and you're going to like that's not what's going to happen.
That's a different metaphysical ability.
Right. Yeah.
I can absolutely marry that into astrology, but if we're talking about astrology and what it is,
right,
that's not it.
So the next one is the biggest misconception about human design. And first of all, I think there's a little bit of that, but not as much. I think not as many people know about human design.
Fair.
And then I would say the next one is that because it's very much how you use your energy. And then people will say, well, that's not how I use my energy. But so for me, for instance, if I'm a projector and I've been told like I need to hustle, and that's the way I was raised, then I will adapt to that. But it's always very draining. And it makes me go to bitterness.
Yes.
Because that's my not following my past self.
You're not in alignment with what you are.
And so that doesn't mean that you have to live your life by that.
No.
You can definitely be pushed out of your natural rhythm. And I was just like, look at it when you were talking earlier. It's like, that's what we do to kids. We put all the kids in the school and expect them all to behave the same and have the same attention span and do all the things. And they're all designed differently. And it's so unfair.
It is. It really is. It's quite maddening. So
yeah. So I think that's a misconception people have.
Yeah.
So it's really about how you work in your natural state.
Yeah.
In your happiest state.
Yes. I think
not that you can't adapt to do
No, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can
just like
do
astrology.
Anything. Yeah, you can absolutely do anything.
You
but
can
what
do
is most in alignment with you?
Right.
That's the key. That's where the magic happens.
That is. Yes. And then have you ever had an experience you couldn't explain?
Oh my God, every time.
I know, right? All the time.
So fast. That one is so fast.
Like how about, I don't know. I would say one of the things that's happened in my life is people. I mean, look at how you just walked into the shop one day.
Oh, I know.
I know. Or Michelle.
Yes.
I was just introduced to her and we planned a trip within like half an hour of knowing each other.
But you knew immediately, like, that's your person. You've done this before. This is my person.
This is the person.
This is the alignment coming together. We were destined to meet here in this way. It was all orchestrated on our behalf. I love that.
And I will say not everyone operates that way, and I know that. So wait, I want to tell you this funny story because it's funny.
Okay.
So I had a best friend in high school. Her name was Pilar.
Yeah.
And I went to high school in Germany, and it was a Department of Defense school. So people were always coming and going. And I happened to be there for all 4 years of high school. I ended up living there for 8 years. And Pilar moved.
Okay.
And someone told me about her.
Yep.
This adult was like, oh, this girl, Pilar, is moving and, whatever. And I was like, okay, fine. Great. Wonderful. And I was still very much me. So I was like, outgoing and friendly and everything.
Yep.
And so I went up to her in school.
Yep.
And I was like, hi, Pilar, I'm Jessica. And I was like, yep. So do you want to come over and hang out? Like, do you want to go do this? And I didn't know it at the time, but she was like, sure. And then we hung out and we became best friends. Yeah. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But later on, like years later, she was like, yeah, when you first came up to me and were so super friendly and nice and inviting me to do things, she goes, I thought maybe you were like special needs. And I was like, how sad is that in our society? Like, I'm nice to you and invite you to do something as a new person.
There has to be something wrong. I'm inclusive. Yeah. I'm welcoming you. There must
a new country even. Because like she was, she had just moved there from Panama to Germany, and it was so.
Yeah, that's
so
sad
funny.
That kindness can be like almost offensive to people.
So anyway, I'm gonna say people. Like it's just
people are the thing.
People are the thing
on a day-to-day that just blow my mind. I'm good with I'm good with who I talk to outside of the physical realm, but when I get back in the physical realm, the people that I talk to, that's where I'm like, what is happening?
I just feel like the universe brings people into my life like that. And I know immediately that like, yep, this is the person I want to, this is the person I'm supposed to have a connection with.
Yes. And I think that too is as you continue to notice and recognize that is your way of recognizing what's in alignment for you and beginning to trust that. That's just a tool for you. That's a tool to make this life easier for you.
Right.
And you don't have to go through, so many relationships kind of have that feeling in the background of, oh, I don't know about this. This doesn't feel great, but I'm doing it because I said I would, or I'm doing it because it, I don't know, looks good on paper, and it never turns out right. So you have to
No.
trust that. But until you know and recognize that part of you, you're just operating outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
I love it. I love it. This was fun.
It was fun.
It's going to be a big week next week. We didn't get much into it, but we'll be back next week to talk all about it.
Yes.
We like to talk, looking back at it anyway and see what was that all about anyway. So.
Yes, and we would love to have your answers to our lightning round questions.
Ooh, that's a good call. Yeah.
So do you believe everyone has intuition? If you could instantly master one metaphysical skill, what would it be? And what are some of the biggest misconceptions about anything metaphysical you want to talk about? And then let us know about experiences you've had that you can't explain.
Ooh.
Like, what do you experience in your life that's hard to explain?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well,
thank you guys.
Everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, we just ask that you would share, let someone know about it so we can grow this community and continue to expand, and let us know what you want us to talk about on Metaphysical Morning.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
See you next week.
See ya. Bye.